Hi guys, so I am making an educational video on ASMR. I have a link that will direct you to Maria's channel, Gentle Whispering, in case you are not familiar with this. I was not paid to make this video. I am not a scholar. I am not researching this video. Simply, I am someone who considers myself part of the community because I also experience the triggers. And I just wanted to talk about my experience, in hopes that maybe other people will share their experiences, of possibly maybe some of you YouTubers can direct me to videos that share personal experiences. So for me, I would say my experience started when I was about 5. I had a neighbor. Her name was Amelia. Amelia was my age, and we would play together. And we would role play, and I was a student, she was the teacher. And she would teach me. And how she would teach me is she would grab like little tree branches and little sticks, and she would ask me to draw a tree after she would draw a tree. And when she would do that, the personal attention that she gave me, the gentle hand movements that she had, just as Maria does, were very similar to hers, and that would trigger something within I guess my body, my being. I would get tingles and goosebumps, and they would start usually from here down to my entire back, and even I felt it like in my arms. It was just a feeling that created satisfaction, if it makes any sense, and of course not a sexual way, but it was almost like a drug, and I can't explain it, but I feel that maybe it can relate it to when you get a massage, and then that satisfaction that you feel as they're massaging your back, and it aches, and then once it's taken care of, or while it's getting taken care of, you feel the release of whatever, the release of the tension. That's what it is, like the good feeling that good feeling that releases tension. I call it a dopamine release, which I will talk about later. But it almost feels like scratching an itch. You know how when you have an itch and then you scratch it after it, and that feeling, but 10 times better. Well, that started then. And then I had a babysitter. Her name was Maria Munoz, and gosh, I wish I would have kept in touch with her. Love that lady. But she was very soft-spoken. She would babysit my brother and I when we were young, and she was also very soft-spoken, very gentle. Her hand movements were very delicate, and I would get these tingles either when she gave me personal attention, as when she was tutoring me, and of course my mom was working, so she would help me in my, to do my homework, or when she would do my hair and braid it. Oh goodness, I was in heaven. But I remember, and I hope some of you guys can relate to this. I don't know if you guys remember this, and I'm sure they still do this in school. But my teachers would send me home with these catalogs where you would sell cookies, candies, chocolates, souvenirs. They were for fundraisers, and I would take them to her all the time, because she would flip the pages on these catalogs and make notes, and she would write little things as she was finding things that she would find, and just watching her be so gentle and pay attention to what she was doing and her delicate hand movements, I promise you would give me these crazy tingles. I know that this sounds crazy, but I know I'm not the only one, and I hope that someone comments about this, but and share if you have a similar experience. But that is what would happen. And I wonder if she ever caught it, because for me personally, it's not only the tingles, but it's almost like I have this gravitational pull within here, my eyes. My eyes tend to do like this. Like, it's hard for me to keep them opened. It's almost like a drug. I feel like that part of me, I can't control what my eyes do. They almost just want to close. But yeah, that's been my experience. And there was times I remember thinking, should I tell my mom? Or what if she takes me to the doctor? What if they put me on meds? What if they think I'm crazy? And then from then on, I mean, here and there, I would run into people at offices that just have that, like, I call it ASMR gift, where you catch them ironing or flipping a page and you're in public and you want to stare from across the room because you want to get that tingle, but you know that you'll get caught doing this. So then you stop yourself. So obviously my triggers didn't happen often. I remember babysitting this kids. I used to babysit a surgeon's kids. And I can't recall what we were doing. But on that day, something triggered that feeling again that I had forgotten about. And I was like, you know what? Like, I can't be the only person. What in the world is going on? So I went ahead and I Googled. Somehow, some way, I came across the proper name of ASMR. Don't ask me what it is. I didn't write it down. I wasn't obviously prepared. But ASMR came up. I wrote it down. I Googled it. YouTubed it. Couldn't really find anything. And then I saw that it was abbreviated at ASMR. That's when I found Maria. And oh gosh, I literally binge watched. Like, I watched 6 videos and I was like, oh, this is heaven, but I can't tell anyone. And at that point, I was still with I was with someone at that point. I was dating someone. And I went ahead and I would put headphones on because I was like, I don't want them to catch me. They're going to think this is weird. And I'm like falling asleep when I'm sitting. But I started watching videos, and then I saw these comments, and she would get more subscribers, and that gave me hope. I was like, I'm not crazy. There's other people who are going through the exact same thing. And I knew, I wasn't the only one who would get these tingles while I fixed my hair, or while someone fixed my hair, or somebody would wash my hair. Like, when I go and get my hair done, sometimes I'll get those tingles, and somebody's like, I don't know, they have like this special hand touch, and if they touch your hair or they wash it a certain way, sometimes it'll make you sleepy. So ASMR, that feeling, the tingly feeling when they wash your hair, it's very similar to the feeling that I get when I watch the videos. And they're a little different sometimes, but they're very, very similar. But anyway, so I see all this community building up, and it made me so happy, which is why I'm so thankful for Maria, because she brought such a vulnerable subject to the light. I feel that all of us were almost in I imagine all the community, all of our members, like if we were hiding in black caves, and we all peeked out, and we knew there was something there, and we wanted to come out to the light and let other people know what we were going through, or ask them, hey, do you experience this? But at the same time, now when I think back on this subject, ASMR isn't something that can be explained. It's something that you understand as you watch it, as you witness it. It's one of those things in life that you have to witness, and you have to study whether you are triggered or not to kind of understand what these people are trying to explain. So before these videos, if I didn't have Maria, like, how do you explain it to people? Really? How? I still don't know. So Maria made something that wasn't almost explainable in words, something that was a little more finite, I guess, if that's the right word to describe. And I'm so thankful for that, because I mean, obviously I don't I haven't discussed this with anyone. Maybe a family member will see this video and think I'm a complete freak. Whatever, at this point I really don't care. I just felt really compelled to make this video. But I'm grateful for that, because a lot of us would be hiding in our closet dealing with this anxiety to a certain degree, because then you wonder, well, what the heck is wrong with me? What is this? You know? I had to take a small break there, but because I'm making notes as I'm taping this or recording this or whatever you want to call it. But I was on YouTube today, and I realized that I came across a video where people watch ASMR videos, and some understand it, some feel like they're part of the community, they weren't even aware of it. Others don't understand it, and that's okay. That's fine. That's nothing to feel bad about. I guess absolutely, please don't feel guilty. I just, based on what I heard on the video, is why I was so compelled to make this, because I think people need to be educated. We need to have intelligent discussions to develop the knowledge and the information, and come up with theories and just be more educated on the subject. We're a long way, and there's a long road ahead of us, but if we all contribute, then we're closer to figuring out what this is, if we ever do. But on those comments, some people referred to ASMR as a fetish, as something sexual. For me personally, it's nothing sexual. If it is for you, by all means, comment on this. Please be respectful. I just want to understand, and be respectful when you comment. I like to learn, and I'm trying to learn from this community as well, from others. So just explain it to me if this is you, because for me, when I saw that, I'm gonna be honest, I thought, well, this is being misinterpreted by some who don't experience it. And like I said, don't feel guilty, but I wish there was a way to explain it to them, which was why I made the video. I have a theory as to why it is correlated to sex or being sexual. Let's talk about the feeling after, or what I feel as I'm watching this video. As I'm watching this video, I'm relaxed. Very relaxed. I do feel in a vulnerable state, and I'll tell you why. Because of the personal attention I'm getting. Because of it's more personal, because usually when this happens in person, when you're triggered, somebody's teaching you something. Somebody's taking the time and caring for you, and giving you attention, and being gentle, and this is not in any perverted way, I promise you. And Maria reenacts this, and gives you when she makes these videos, she creates these places. You need to watch these videos if you haven't. So it's on a very personal level, and in a very vulnerable position. So when I'm watching these videos, I am relaxed and I feel vulnerable, which is similar, I guess, to when you're intimate with somebody. But for me, I'm relaxed. And as with sex, I think you tend to be a little more tense when you're, being frisky. Your muscles are tense before you get your fix, But so I'm relaxed when I'm watching these ASMR videos, and it really relieves my anxiety. That's one thing that I have noticed it has done for me. I'm a person that I have a lot of mood swings. Prior to this, years ago, I had a lot of mood swings. They tried to put me on bipolar meds, ADHD, all these things. Gosh, this is getting so personal. Oh my goodness. But I just didn't want to take those things. It didn't feel right for me. I'm not saying they're not for everybody, but for me, it didn't feel right. And please don't take this personal. This is just my personal story. But I noticed that maybe 6 months to watching these videos, my anxiety got better. My mood swings, they were not there. And I feel that it's because of these videos, the relaxation and that release feeling, that satisfaction feeling at the very end that would put me to sleep, fix whatever was going on. And it's, maybe I call it like a mind orgasm. I don't even know if it happens prior to me knocking out or whatever, but it's almost like a mind orgasm, like a mental orgasm, if it makes any sense. So it's, if you're watching my video, maybe you can see why, I can see why people correlate it to something sexual. Because, you know, when you have sex, you are in a vulnerable state, you're being intimate, you're getting personal attention. But I feel like you're not as relaxed when you're having sex. And I don't, you know, you're not relaxed. And I mean, I can't correlate it. And while it's maybe similar to an orgasm, I can't see myself combining sex and ASMR. It's weird, you know, or I can't, for me personally, no ASMR artist turns me on. That's just weird. I don't feel anything towards Maria. It's just, I don't get it. And I'm trying to understand it, but for me, it's nothing sexual. It's more of a after I'll tell you what does happen. Like I just explained, I noticed that my anxiety is gone. I am like I knock out, and then I go to sleep. Which after good sex, hey, if you had good sex, you go to sleep. I mean, I do. I don't know if you do, but I know I knock boom out. So that's why I correlated. I don't know. It's just like I said in my personal experience. That's it. I mean, I hope that this helps someone, and I hope that somebody else elaborates on this, because I really like to get your opinion on this.